Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic host of the Dave Neal Show. And we have breaking news. We have a appeal now. Johnny says, you're going to appeal, I'm going to appeal. He appeals her appeal. Of course, they're both appealing, and the story is appealing, as it seems to never end. Follow me on Instagram, @DNeals. I put my stand-up show updates. I got a show tonight, and the next Thursday and Friday in Los Angeles. If you're in the LA area, let me know if you want to come laugh, or just donate to the Patreon at patreon.com/Dave Neal for private membership-only content. Yesterday, we made this breaking news story. Appeal of verdict officially filed. Of course, that's where Amber was appealing her verdict. Here was Johnny's statement. He left a statement and said, "We remain confident in our case." They haven't changed on his end. The jury, this is what their rep said. The jury listened to the extensive evidence presented during the 6-week trial and came to a clear and unanimous verdict that the defendant herself defamed Mr. Depp in multiple instances. We remain confident in our case and that the verdict will stand. So a 7-person jury handed down the verdict, siding with Johnny, mainly awarding him more than $10 million in damages. And again, they awarded her $2 million. So she's appealing the $10 million. He's appealing the $2 million. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? Here's the update on Twitter. Here's the paperwork. Fairfax County. There it is. Civil case. And then his attorneys. Oh, the team is back. Camille Vasquez and crew et al. There they are in record 10-7-2-2s. And, excuse me, they are filed there. The opponent, Amber, his name, John C. Let's see what we have here. A source close to Johnny on him filing the notice of appeal. The verdict speaks for itself, and Johnny believes that this is a time for both parties to move on with their lives and heal. But if Amber is determined to pursue further litigation by appealing the verdict, Johnny is filing a concurrent appeal to ensure that the full record and all relevant legal issues are considered by the court. Yeah, because imagine if some reason she wins an appeal, all of a sudden he went from winning 8 to losing 2. Not really about the money, kind of more about just like letting the record stand here. Let's see if there's any other notes. It was clear with the objections he filed when Elaine was busy having all of her post-trial motions denied that his team had a strategy and were trying to cover anything she might come up with. This seems a logical step to me. Just my own take. Okay, so there it is. Let's jump right into the breaking news report on Law and Crime Channel.
Some breaking news here, has just now filed a notice of appeal with the Virginia Court of Appeals. You'll recall that it was an overwhelming verdict in favor of Johnny Depp in the defamation case against his ex-wife Amber Heard over that Washington Post op-ed that she wrote in 2018 about him. But she won on one of her defamation claims against Johnny Depp, and that was pertaining to some statements made by Adam Waldman, who is one of his attorneys and advisors, very close to Johnny.
Yeah, so people have asked this question, like, how is it that he won the majority of the defamation, which kind of proves that he wasn't, that she was lying about what she said he accused him of doing. So then how is it that she won a portion too? If it was proven that she was lying or didn't have the evidence to back up what she was saying, then how in the hell did Johnny's attorney get lose this as well?
Johnny Depp. And he had told the Daily Mail back in 2020 that basically Amber Heard and her friends had created a hoax, an abuse hoax.
And this is what he was
They had roughed up the penthouse,
sued for.
Spilled a little bit of wine, called the cops, got them to come there, and they were really trying to lay the groundwork to do something quite sinister. So she was awarded $2 million by the jury. Johnny Depp would have to pay that. And so a lot of people took issue with this because Adam Waldman was acting as Johnny Depp's agent, and that was part of the jury instructions in the case. And a lot of people took issue with that because he was an independent contractor making a statement on behalf of Johnny Depp. So they're preserving this line of appeal for Johnny Depp. There's a statement that I just received from Johnny Depp's people. They said they feel this was an overwhelmingly positive verdict for Johnny Depp, but if Ms. Heard is determined to pursue further litigation by appealing the verdict, Mr. Depp is filing a concurrent appeal to ensure that the full record and all relevant legal issues are...
It reminds me of that, like, you get fired. You can't fire me, I fire you. No, I'm going to fire you. It's like...
considered.
You can't
by the
dump
Court of
me.
Appeal.
You can't
There
appeal.
was another statement yesterday after Amber Heard filed a notice of appeal. It said the jury listened to the extensive evidence presented during the 6-week trial and came to a clear and unanimous verdict that the defendant herself defamed Mr. Depp in multiple instances. We remain confident in our case and that this verdict will stand. So, Catherine, I'll start with you. You know, this is our topic.
So we're back here in the private Patreon. So we have the comment section up. Luis says the only reason JD lost on that statement is because there was no evidence that the cops were called a second time, and the police body cam didn't show any damage. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you know, obviously Johnny's lawyer was painting a picture of what may have gone down. I guess you could argue he spoke it as if it were fact. I don't know. It's like there's multiple brawls breaking out. So it's like, you know, does that make the judgment fair? Is that $2 million based on those simple things he said, 1/5 the crime as what Amber would have done, which was, I guess, fabricate the whole story?
We talk about this all the time, whether it's here on the air or on Sidebar. We were anticipating this, you and I were. So we know Amber Heard filed her notice of appeal yesterday. Now Johnny Depp, just now, filing his.
Yeah, and so that's interesting. Teresa in the comments says, I think jury had to negotiate with a holdout. So do you mean maybe the jury wasn't all having a unanimous decision? They were like, all right, we'll give you the $10 million, but you got to give her something. Clearly something went down. Give her something. Maybe that's it, which of course probably shouldn't be the way the jury works. But, you know, humans, you know, try to reason with each other.
His notice of appeal with the Court of Appeals. So your thoughts on Johnny Depp saying, look, I'm confident in the verdict, but I'm moving forward because if you're going to pursue this even further, I'm going to pursue an appeal on this one too.
It is no surprise that he filed the notice of appeal today because like we talked about yesterday during Sidebar, that was coming. I expected that to come soon, especially since he added an Exhibit D to the final order of the judgment. And that's very unusual, as I mentioned, and it just signals that he is prepared to take this to the next level, which would be filing an appeal. And it's interesting how Johnny Depp's team said that since Amber Heard wants to continue the litigation through appeal, then we have to file a counter appeal.
You know, it's very interesting too, because it's like after the trial ended, the first thing that happened was Elaine Bretterhoff, is that her name? Amber's attorney. She went on the Today Show. She did all these media rounds. So then Johnny's team, Camille Vasquez and Benjamin Chu, went and did a media round as well. And then Elaine's side go, oh boy, they won't let it go. You know, they're too busy talking about it. It's like, well, you guys talked about it. You guys kind of relitigated the same defamation you lost, right? They kept up with the same claims. So the question becomes, if Amber writes a book, does she continue to just defame him? I almost feel like at this point, that's what she will do, right? At this point, she's going to be, look, I owe so much money. I'm not changing my story. You can keep suing me.
That signals to me that there might have been talks as to making sure that she doesn't appeal. If you don't appeal, then we won't appeal. But if you make this type of action of filing a notice of appeal, we will have no choice but to file our counter appeal, and which they did. And I think it's a good thing for them, for Johnny Depp to file the appeal, because that statement at issue that John Waldman made, it was so convoluted in terms of there's many facts there that could be confusing to the jury and could be construed as not really something that should have been imputed to Johnny Depp. So as a lawyer, I'm looking forward to knowing that question of law as to what extent is your statement as a lawyer get imputed to your client.
And what it comes down to is this, like, you can do all this legalese, all this lawyer talk. Public perception, we got to water it down and dumb it down to us plebeians out here. It's like, who's right, who's wrong? You know, my thought after Johnny won his case was that, I don't know if this is true, my thought was that if she admits defeat, that he wasn't going to come after her for the actual money. But immediately she doubles down and you go, all right, clearly, you know, but then other people that said, well, if he doesn't try to collect the money, then people are going to think that he felt guilt and this and that. One thing after another. All I know is this story isn't ending anytime too soon. If you want non-Johnny content. I got that too. I had a couple of videos this week covering some other topics. I will continue to cover non-Johnny news as we find it. In the meantime, we're going to try to juggle a few different things. We're going to walk and chew gum at the same time. Everyone have a fantastic weekend. If you want to support the channel, you can go to patreon.com/Dave Neal. Donate there. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good weekend, everybody.